Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CCRL Pro Tier as they take on the Temple of Speed, the Autodromo Nacional Monza. This is an 11-corner circuit, 5.793 kilometers, and they will be doing about 27 laps in the feature, and we do have a sprint race tonight. Are we going to have a repeat winner from last time we were racing at Jeddah with Mr. Feeney? I do not think he is in the grid tonight. Actually, he is taken with Williams. So Feeney is on the grid tonight, so we might have a repeat winner back-to-back from Jeddah to Monza. In regards, we got a full grid tonight with a sprint race. So we have a short qualifying 9-lap sprint race and a 27-lap feature. Are we going to see any rain in the race tonight? That is the question to ask. Fireworks will be flying as turn 1 and turn 2 is an extremely tight chicane. You will get some drivers who might have to take the exit road off to the outside of turn 1. In the meantime, we are loading up for short qualifying. We're going to see some really nice lap times come through here. I'm guessing we're going to probably see somebody hit the 118s. A couple and a lot of drivers in the 119s throughout the qualifying session. I am the Johnny Damon, and I am looking forward to commentating once again, as we were on a bye week for the holiday last week for all these drivers. They were able to spend some time with family, enjoy their loved ones for Valentine's Day, and now we are back in action tonight, and I am looking forward to every moment. We might have some rain, as Monza is very known for some weather related events. So we could have a wet race, an inter race, we could have some dry weather. It's really all depending on how it's looking. Right now we got some dry weather for qualifying. I am going to pull up everything here. Let's get off of that. No movement in the garage. We're going to pull up these standings at the time, and we got, just give me, so the driver's standings, we got Trackside leading it with 259 points. The officials, Celos with second at 219. LB the GOAT in third at 186. Osmanian Devil in fourth at 162. Mr. Miller with 155. The Natural tied with him at 155 as well. Matthew with 139, Coma Copa with 133, Bonnet with 108, SP Jabor rounds out the top 10 with 100. Then you got the Boonster right behind him with 99, IRZ with 82, Tarzan with 70, LK with 64 in 14th, Raptor in 15th with 63, King Cedar 62 in 15th, TMM in 17th with 58. Alan J and ARF unfortunately will not be on the grid tonight, and they are being taken through GC Adventure and Peak Hour. They have covered those seats. They will actually be the new full-time drivers in the Alpine, so we look forward to seeing their debut tonight. We got Rujov at the bottom with 16 points as well, and it looks like Patty Cake will be taken over for Rujov tonight in the Haas. In the meantime, the constructors, we've got at the top the Ferrari with 445, Aston Martin with 358, McLaren with 288, AlphaTauri with 219. Mercedes rounds up top 5 with 199, Alfa Romeo with 190, Williams with 184, Haas with 178, Red Bull with 121, and Alpine with 50. Following along board with LB the GOAT as he's coming around, Parabolica getting ready to start his first flyer of the day. He's going to come across the line, opens up that ERS, and now gets that DRS wing wide open heading down the main straight. You're gonna see a lot of straight line here. 221 miles per hour was the top speed, all the way down to second gear, just under 50 miles an hour coming out of turn 2. Up through the gears, making his way into the chicane of 4 and 5. He's got to watch out for that, I think that's a Williams that was there on the outside there. He gets heavy on the brakes all the way down the third gear. Nice entrance and exit off of the turns 4 and 5 into Lesmo 1. Great exit, not using any of that outside curb through Lesmo 1. Down to 5th gear off of Lesmo 2. Now he's making his way towards the Ascari. He's about halfway through his lap. Let's see where he gets at the sector 2 time here. He's with a 53.267 into Ascari. Of the left, right, and then the left. Now he's got this last long back straight here before he heads into Parabolica to complete his first lap. Let's see where he puts himself here. Really nice off the inside. Hits the apex really well. Lets the car slide to the outside. Now he's going to cut it back close to the pit lane wall. Comes across the line. Puts down a 120.022. So that's a great lap by LB the Goat. Let's see. Who else is... We got a McLaren here. Where is he? Mr. Copa coming across the line now. 121.1. He puts himself P2. Got a Haas here. A patty cake. He's coming across the line. He goes to the second place with a 120.979. So right now, LB the Goat has a 9/10 of a second gap. And here comes LK across the line with a 123.3. So not a really solid lap from him. Not exactly sure what happened on that lap. Got some time flying in here. Trackside take pole with a 119.936. Raptor K up to P3 with a 120.9. Following along with the natural. He's not on a lap here, as it looks like he might be just getting ready to start one. King Sita off of Lesmo 2, making his way down into his star. He comes across the split with a 53.7. Really gets heavy on the brakes and struggles coming into Ascari. And now he's got to work down this long back straight. He's actually going to back out of his lap there. GC Adventure, we're going to follow along with him off the exit of Lesmo 2, making his way down into Ascari. He's going to cross the Sector 2 split at a 55.592. Really nice entrance into Ascari. Stays on the curb on the right-hander. Now coming off of turn 10, making his way down into Parabolica, which is turn 11. Going to be the final corner before they start their long run down this main straight. See where GC Adventure puts himself here across the line. Very low on battery. Gonna let that car stay to the outside. Comes across the line with a 123.9. He's gonna jump up to P9. Bongit should be coming through Lesmo 1 into Lesmo 2 now. Uses a lot of that exit curb. Opens up that DRS flap, making a run down this long straight here, heading towards the Ascari. He's going to top out at about 215 miles an hour. 215, 217 is where I saw him match out there. Into Ascari. Off the exit of turn 10. Uses that curb, gets really loose. Thankfully, he was able to keep that car under control and keep it out of the wall. Farmer Ginge now coming across the line. He actually bails out and dives into pit lane as well. So nobody here is currently on a lap. Bongit bailed out of his. And he's actually still going to complete this lap. He comes across the line with a 121.1. So even though Bongit had that big mistake in Ascari, he still put that car in P7 on the grid. Mr. Miller is currently warming up his tires. IRZ is on an out lap. Feeney looks like he's getting ready to start his first flying lap of qualifying session here in the short quali. We got about 11 minutes to go. He's going to come across the line with the ERS. The DRS wide open, making his way down into turn 1. We're going to give him some track time here. It's going to be heavy on the brakes, about the 100 meter board all the way down to second gear. Off the exit. He's got a really nice run off the exit of turn 2, making his way up to 4 and 5. He's going to have to get a really nice break here into a run 26.540 through sector 1 as we are speaking. And now he's making his way towards Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. This is exactly the part of the track where you can actually lose the back end of the car along with the Ascari. Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2, just a little too much traction or a little too much wheel spin. That car is going to go into the inside wall if you're not able to keep that corrected. Feeney's going to come across sector 2 split with a 53.211. Now he's making his way through Scary off the exit of 10. Uses all the exit curb, making a run towards Parabolica. He's now going to have to get a good entrance and exit towards Parabolica if he wants to put that car on pole position here. King Sita up to P3. That's a nice lap from him at a 120.5. Here comes Feeney across the line. 119.598. So he's got himself 4/10 ahead of trackside. What a great lap by Feeney there. Let's dive down to the guys here at the bottom. IOZ coming through Parabolica as we speak. Making a run towards the line, tucks it to the inside as close as he can to the pit lane wall. He comes across the line with a 121.3. That puts him up in P11. Mr. Miller into Ascari. Off the exit of turn 10. Does not touch that inside curve. He's got some traffic in front of him. Hopefully this traffic doesn't impede him going into Parabolica. He's looking for a good run off the exit of Parabolica to see if he can put this car on the front row. The AlphaTauri uses all the way to the outside of the track. Now he's going to cut it towards the pit lane wall. He's going to come across the line with a 120.326. Puts himself into the second row, right behind the Ferraris of trackside, and that'll be the GOAT. Riding on board with Raptor KK as he's making his way into turn 4 and 5. Now he's going to come towards Lesmo 1. A little bit of a break there into Lesmo 1. Now he's making his way through Lesmo 2. He uses that inside curb of Lesmo 2. Uses all the exit curb off the exit. I don't know why I put it that way, but that was weird wording. Now he's making a run towards Ascari through Sector 2. He's a 10th up on his time. Almost 2/10 up on his time. Into Ascari off the exit of turn 10. Uses all the exit curb there. Barely keeps it within the track limits. Now he's making a run towards Parabolica. He's actually pretty low on fuel as we speak as well. Let's see if he's going to continue this run all the way to the line. Through Parabolica now. He's going to cut it towards the pit lane wall. Stays to the inside. He opens up and crosses the line. 3/10 improvement up to P6 with a 120.594. Jump down to Farmer Ginge here. He is invalidated on his lap. I'm not exactly sure if he's going to start another one. No, he dives into pit lane. And it looks like Trackside may have backed out of his lap. I'm not exactly sure if he's too thrilled with what happened, but here comes LB the GOAT getting ready to start his second run of the day. 7 minutes to go in this qualifying session before we start the wonderful sprint race of 9 laps. And here comes LB the GOAT all the way down into second gear, into turn 1 and turn 2. Off the exit of 2. Is he going to improve in sector 1 here? Coming around turn 3, this really long right-hander. Making his way towards turn 4 and 5, this tight chicane. Just before Lesmo 1. Going to get heavy on the brakes all the way down to third gear. Comes through. I did not check to see if he had improvement. That is my fault. Into Lesmo 1 now, all the way down to 5th gear. Lets the car slide all the way to the outside. Use some of the exit curve. Now into Lesmo 2. Going to open up the DRS flap, making a run all the way down into Ascari. Where is he going to be at on the Sector 2 split? He's almost 2/10 up on his time. Purple Sector 2. Now through Ascari. Off the exit of turn 10. Does not use any of that exit curb. Making a run all the way down into Parabolica. Off the exit, keeps it in the middle of the track, crosses 0.258 improvement up to P2 at a 119.764. So Feeney right now is still on the pole position. Nobody's been able to top him on their second run. Silos making his run towards Lesmo 1, but I do not know if he's on a lap. It looked like he may have backed out of his lap. Yes, he has. Peak Hour is on a lap right now, making a run down towards Ascari. He's going to split Sector 2. He's down on his time, so he's not getting any improvement here. making a run towards Parabolica. He's going to keep it down to the inside, full throttle, all the way down. He's going to top out about 210 miles an hour into Parabolica. This right-hander, if you don't take the corner just right, you can lose the car off the exit. Gets a 0.2 improvement, does not put him any further up the grid. Following along with Farmer Jin, he is getting ready to start his first flyer here, coming off the exit of Parabolica. Now he's going to make a run towards the line. Has not opened that ERS yet, but he's got the, no he does not, he's got the DRS open and the ERS open now, making a run towards turn 1. He's going to get heavy on the brake, 217 miles an hour, all the way down to third gear here at 55 miles an hour through turn 1 and 2. On the throttle early. Now he's coming through turn 3. This is going to be the long right-handing sweeping corner, making a way towards turn 4. What's he got in the sector 1 split? Is he improving here? Oh wait, he invalidated his previous lap, so we actually do not know what he's got for a time at the moment. Into Lesmo 1. Down into 4th gear. Now he's going to let the car slide. Uses all the exit curb on Lesmo 1. Into Lesmo 2 now. And he keeps it just barely within track limits there. He's got this Alpine in front of him here. Trying to use a little bit of the slipstream, but he's not going to get much into Ascari now. Nice entrance into Ascari. He's got to keep it off that turn 10. Great exit off of Ascari. Now he's making a run towards Parabolica. Turn 11, the final corner on the circuit. Heavy on the brakes, all the way down to 6th gear, back on the throttle, super early. Off the exit of Parabolica, cars through the middle of the track, comes across with a 119.9, so he puts himself up in the second row, right behind trackside. He's actually only 0.02 of a second off of him. See, is Patty Cake going to improve on his time at all here, through turn 10. Making a way down the long straight here towards Parabolica. .209 miles an hour for him into the entrance of Parabolica. Here we go. Off the exit of Parabolica. Trackside sets the new fastest lap. He has now taken pole from Feeney. And here comes Patty Cake. He improved 6/10, almost 7/10, up to a 120.299. That puts him P7. A lot of traffic on the exit of pit lane here. Raptor KK, he's gonna, oh, this is very unfortunate for Raptor. He got a lot of traffic going into turn 1. So he is actually going to back out of his lap. That is super unfortunate for Raptor with all that traffic. Everybody comes out of pit lane at the same time. We got a lot of cars on laps. And unfortunately for Raptor, he just got the timing wrong and was interfered on that lap. Okay, wow, a lot of guys actually seem to have backed out of their laps here. Comacopa's no longer on a lap as well. Let's see here. Looks like IRZ, he's going to be starting a lap as we speak. Unfortunately for Osmanian Devil, he's retired in pit lane. He's in P5. Who is that that just jumped up the grid? I'm not exactly sure. See here. Can Feeney take over pole here? He's trying to give himself some track space here with all this traffic in front of him. Bong it off the exit of turn 5 into Lesmo 1. Now he's making a way towards Lesmo 2, trying to keep that car under control, not let it get loose. Off the exit of Lesmo 2, opens up that DRS flap, making a run down this long straight into Ascari of turn 8. Through sector 2, he's 3.5 tenths up on his time. Into Ascari, nice entrance. Through the curb, uses a lot of that the curb on the inside of turn 10. Now making a way towards Parabolica. He's got this McLaren on the inside. It's not going to interfere with him. Going to get on the brakes down into 6th gear. Back on the throttle very early. Lets the car slide to the outside. Somebody spun to the inside there and unfortunately lost their wing. It was the other Alfa Romeo. And Bongett comes across the line in P5, so he jumped Osmanian Devil. IRZ is the Alfa Romeo that spun off of Parabolica, and unfortunately he's been disqualified, so he's going to have to start from the back of the grid. That's very unfortunate for IRZ. Mr. Miller's got a purple sector 1 as we speak, coming through turn 5 into Lesmo 1. Is he going to be looking to put this car on the pole? Let's jump up to the front here. Let's see who's crossing the line now. So here comes Beanie making his way towards the line. I'm going to let the car slide. He actually dives into pit lane, so he's not going to improve on his time at all. A lot of these guys are actually diving into pit lane here. The Aston Martin of Silos is coming across the line. Where's he going to put his car? He does not improve on his lap, so he's P14. The other Aston Martin, Matthew, he comes across and he unfortunately does not get a time in. TMM did not get a time in as well. So the natural coming into Parabolica now. Where is he going to end up here? Off the exit. Tucks the car down to the inside. Crosses the line with a 121.719. 2.5 tenths up on his time. Puts him in P15. We got an Alpine crossing of peak hour. 121.4. He's right behind Silos in P15 now. Yeah, he jumps the natural into P15 there. Coma Copa is unfortunately not on a lap. He invalidated. Farmer Ginge up to P2. He is only 0.003 of a second off of trackside. So that was a fantastic lap by Farmer Ginge. Managed to put his car on the front row right behind trackside here. We got 0.003 of a second between P1 and P2. Not even a tenth into P3. So very tight between the top 3 drivers. And Comacopa is just kind of chilling in Ascari. That is everybody completed with their qualifying lap. So unfortunately for Comacopa, it looks like he might be out of fuel. He has like no throttle in that car. Yeah, Comacopa is currently out of fuel. Just retire, Comacopa. That is the end of qualifying for sure. Alright, so qualifying trackside on pole, Farmer Ginge P2, Feeney P3, LB the Goat in 4th, Mr. Miller 5th. Bongett and Sits, Osmanian Devil 7th, Patty Cake 8th, Raptor 9th, Comacopa 10th, King C. 11th, LK 12th, SP 13th, The Official 14th, Peak Hour 15th, The Natural 16th, GC Adventure 17th, TMM Racing 18th, Matthew in 19th, and IRZ in 20th. That is your qualifying, folks. We are about ready to take on some and unfortunately Farmer Ginge has left the session. Wonder if he disconnected. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. We're going to have to work on getting him back into the session. see. So we got 3 tires used by Ginge, 3 tires used by Bonget, 3 by Patty Cake, 3 by Comacopa, 3 by the official. So a lot of drivers used all 3 sets of their soft tires. I'm not exactly sure if they went in with 4 sets of softs or if they just went in with 3. But that is going to hinder them if they went in with 3, because now they're going to have a used set of tires for the qualifying here. Just waiting on some people to ready up. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Well, it looks like we may have had a lobby crash here, so we might have to do a restart, which is very unfortunate. Just currently waiting here, patiently. Nothing's really happening here. Alright, so we are getting ready to take on the sprint session here. We're going to give these guys a couple minutes to get everybody back into the session, and then we will be ready to take on the 9-lap sprint around Monza. It looks like we're going to have a dry race here at Monza, so it's going to be very fun for the rest of the drivers on the grid. I'm looking forward to the action-packed. The fireworks will be flying. Everybody will be making a run down towards turn 1. It's going to be extremely packed into the entrance of turn 1. Hopefully no major casualties going through turn 1, but everybody will have to I lost my train of thought already. Sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on the Discord here, making sure everybody can get back into the session, and then we will get ready to roll. Currently just waiting to make sure everybody can get back into the session. Unfortunately for these folks that have to get back into the session, will not be back into their cars until we go under green flag here. It's a very downside to an EA Codemasters game. Unfortunately, we all wish they would just improve the game, but F1 24 is right around the corner. This week is season testing for all these preseason testing for all these folks here in real life for F1. So I'm looking forward to tuning into some of that action here this week and seeing how we look. Got a lot of really nice new liveries on the F1 24 grid. So, you know, that the steak Sauber livery, the black and lime highlighter green. For some reason, I really love that livery. The Mercedes is also another livery that's really nice looking. A couple good changes made on the grid in regards to some liveries, but the Red Bull, typical Red Bull, has not made a single change, so they're just as boring as Red Bull can be. Still waiting on still waiting to confirm that everybody is able to get in. Hopefully, you know, some of you folks can, if you're watching right now in the comments, give me a comment. What's your favorite livery on the grid so far this season that you all are looking forward to? You know, anybody that's just kind of sitting here, you know, tuned in, got all their setup ready to rock and roll. There's a bunch of liveries that are really nice on the grid for 24. I hope you all are looking forward to the new 24 game. I do not know when they plan on releasing the trailer for it, but we're going to have a completely new engine. It's going to be made on Unreal Engine 5 or whatever it is. So it's same engine as Assetto Corsa. So it would be, you know, very fun to tune in. In the meantime, while we're here, if you're looking for a great league to race in, to be a part of, you want to join CCRL, come on over. You know, great clean racing, always fun, action-packed. And the admins, the owners, race directors, everybody do a fantastic job in the background to make sure everything runs smoothly here. So if you're looking for a fun, competitive, clean racing league, please reach out. We'd love to get you over here into CCRL. And, you know, it's a great family, community. Everybody, you know, works together with each other. They, for example, tonight, you know, a lot of these guys, before jumping into the race lobby, they were all running a practice session about an hour prior to lights out. So CCRL is always looking for, you know, fellow competitors, clean competitors. Meanwhile, we're on our formation lap here. I am going to pull up the tires real quick for everybody so they can see. We got not really a rainbow of tires here in the sprint race, which is to be typical for a sprint race. You know, we got some mediums, some softs, a lot of mediums. Actually, more softs on the grids than we have in the medium, but Trackside is going to start on the medium, so he is going to be under heavy attack from the Farmer Ginge here in P2 of that Mercedes once Ginge can get back into the lobby. Bongett starting on the soft tires as well. He's going to put on the pressure immediately into Mr. Miller, LB the Goat, and Feeney there, trying to make his way into the top three of the podium here in the sprint race. All the way down to King C-Dot is all on soft, from Bongett to King C-Dot on soft, and LK is on medium tires, SP on soft, and Silos on soft as well. We got Peak Hour on mediums, and then he got 3 more soft tire runners behind him with Matthew and IRZ both on some medium tires. in the back of the grid. They're going to round out the back half of that grid. With a full track map up, everybody is looking forward to getting these tires warmed up. We're going to head towards the grid here. Tune in on, we'll start with ride on board with, probably we'll ride on board with Mr. Feeney here as he's looking to put the pressure immediately on trackside as they make a run down into turn 1. Alright, so we're lining up on the grid here. Let's see who's going to be at a disadvantage by disqualifying themselves on the grid by not parking their car correctly. And it looks like everybody's done a great job today getting their cars on the grid into the right spots. No issues whatsoever. And here we go. We got the lights that are looking to come out. Whoa, we got some weird camera angles here, but in the meantime, we're going to ride 5 lights, and away we go. Lights are out, and a great jump by Feeney. He's going to peek down to the inside, and now trackside and Farmer Ginge making a run down into turn 1. Down onto the brake. Farmer Ginge gets a great run into turn 1. Trackside goes for a switchback off the exit of turn 2. Now they're side by side, coming through turn 3. Trackside is able to jump out in front of Farmer Ginge. Here comes Feeney right behind him. LB the GOAT. We got some action going on back here. Mr. Miller's looking to dive. No, he's not. Into turn 4. Osmanian Devil goes a little deep, and here comes Mr. Miller. Great exit off of turn 5. He's able to capitalize on that. Raptor KK was able to overtake Coma Copa. Bonnet's unfortunately fallen through the grid. He's actually missing an M plate, so that's going to affect him going into Lesmo 2. He's being overtaken on the outside by LK. So unfortunately for Bonget, a little close, too close for comfort for the natural there. As they're making the run down into Ascari. A lot of cars back here all mixed up, but looks like we're getting through pretty cleanly here. King C-Dot up to P10. He's now on the charge on the back of C-Load. Jump up to the front as Farmer Ginge is all over the gearbox. Mr. Miller's overtaken LB to go into Parabolica. So Mr. Miller's up to P4. Now he's putting on the charge, trying to make his way up to the front of the grid. Trackside and Farmer Ginge side by side, making their run down into turn 1. Trackside's going to back out, let Farmer Ginge in through. Trackside unfortunately gets a terrible run off the exit of turn 2. Now he's going to be under attack from Feeney, making their way through turn 3. The Natural was able to overtake King C-Dot and Patty Cake side by side, coming through turn 3, making their run towards turn 4. King C-Dot was able to defend off Patty Cake there. Peak Hour was able to overtake the Natural back here, but they're still side by side. Peak Hour is now side by side with LK here into turn 4 and 5. Great action coming off the exit, and here comes the Natural peeking down to the inside into Lesmo 1. He's going to back out of LK for that P13 position. So he's now still sitting in P14. Farmer Ginge has opened up a 1.2 second gap in trackside. He seems to be having some connection problems potentially tonight. He's all over the track, but Feeney is looking to pounce on him early. There he got a 1.3 second gap, and it looks like SP was able to overtake Patty Cake here through Ascari. Actually, Patty Cake must have gone around. Something happened. Yeah, Patty Cake, unfortunately, spun off of Ascari, and he is missing an end plate, so he's going to have to box. Farmer Ginge got a 1 minute and 21 second lap time there, so that's the fastest time up to a 1.6 second gap over trackside, so no DRS for trackside, unfortunately. Mr. Miller down to the inside, defending off LB the GOAT into turn 1, off the exit of 1. The Natural and LK battling for position. into turn one, and oh, the natural really went deep in turn one, and that unfortunately cost Peak Hour some positions there. Or Peak Hour was able to take advantage of LK. Now we got 4 cars all battling for position here. LK gonna back out the natural. Peak Hour and IRZ. Whoa, some bumping and banging, wheel banging here, going towards turn 4. Oh, IRZ gets really close to the back of. And LB the Goat has gone around. Oh, whoa, LB the Goat, unfortunately, has gone around off of Lesmo 1, it looks like, down into the inside wall of Lesmo, just before Lesmo 2. So that's unfortunate for him. He's going to drop all the way to the back of the grid. So he is now going to have to be stuck with starting at the back of the grid in the feature. Safety car is out. I'm not exactly sure if we're going to see anybody boxing here under the safety car. I'm not exactly sure what happened to LB the Goat, but that's very unfortunate for him. He lost the car, it looked like, out of Lesmo 1, and just went to the inside wall. Farmer Ginge, the man who put his car on the front row, just gave himself a 5-second penalty there, so that's going to be very, very costly here going into the feature race of the 27 laps around Monza. So we are under safety car on lap 4. We're just waiting for the field to bunch back up here, and then we'll get back under green. Probably going to do 2 laps here under the safety car, so another lap before we get back to green. In the meantime, Farmer Ginge does have a 5-second speeding penalty into pit lane, so that's going to affect him at the end of the Grand Prix. Let me just check something here. I'm going to try and get some folks back into the lobby. Yeah, I don't have him. Unfortunately, do not have him here as a friend. Let me see something. So as we are under safety car, we're just waiting for the Haas to patty cake in the back. Oh boy, let's see what we got here. Light should be going out here on this time, but I'm not exactly sure. We're still waiting on this Haas driver to catch up to the back of the grid. Safety car should be going in. It might be a late call here on the safety car. And oh, Peak Hour just got a 5-second 5-second penalty for bumping into the back of SP Jabor. And it looks like safety car is in, and we back under green. Trackside gets a great jump. And now oh, actually, I think Trackside got throttled down there. Raptor is under attack from Mr. Miller already. Or no, Osmanian Devil. And Osmanian Devil up to P5 just before turn 1. And now it looks like we got a little bit of movement going on right behind him going into turn 1. Not a lot of movement. Nobody was able to make any moves stick on the look to the inside. We got a pile up back here. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Big gap between Peak Hour and SP. Huge gap there. Bongit is back up to P16. Farmer Ginge has now got to find a lot of time here to try and pick his way through the field into turn 4. Anybody close here to overtake? Oh boy. Feeney is looking to put the attack on Trackside. Not close enough. I don't think he's going to make anything stick down into Ascari. King C-Dot peeks to the inside of Silos, but decides not to go for the move. Definitely cuts the corner there. And we get a VSC, and it looks like the Haas of Osmanian Devil had a little issue in Ascari and put his car to the inside wall and lost his front wing. So unfortunately, he's going to have to box for a new wing, and that's going to cost him a lot of time here in the sprint race. And we're back under green flag action here. Feeney is on the gearbox of Trackside. Trackside gets loose coming out of the exit of turn 5. Feeney's looking around the outside into Lesmo 1. Side-by-side action. Some wheel banging going on there. Feeney was able to overtake Trackside. Now into Lesmo 2. So unfortunately Trackside dropped to P2. And Mr. Miller's been trying to find some time there. IRZ was able to get by. And it looks like Farmer Ginge had an accident in Lesmo. So he lost some time, and I think he's missing an M plate there. Not exactly sure what's going on with him, but he looks like his, yeah, no, he did not lose an M plate. So fortunately for him, no real damage there except for dropping through the field. Back up to the front, they're kind of spreading pretty evenly. DRS is enabled. SP Jabor is right on the back of Silos. Is he going to be looking to make a move just before turn 1? We're on the penultimate lap of the sprint race. Oh, what happened here up in the front? Side-by-side action between Feeney and Trackside. Off the exit of turn 2, making their way through 3 now. Is Feeney looking to take the win from Trackside here? Or is Trackside going to be able to capitalize and hold on to the lead for the final 2 laps here, or lap and a half. Now we're making our run through Lesmo 1 and 2 for the leaders. We got some yellow flags in Sector 1. That looks like to be Matthew at the back of the field here. Feeney's trying to hold close to Trackside on the DRS here, coming into Ascari. Feeney's got a great run out of Ascari. Matthew with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And it looks like Peak Hour may have had an incident in Lesmo 1. And Matthew's still struggling through turn 5. And Farmer Ginge has retired from the session. He has died in Ascari. What happened to Farmer Ginge here? He's gonna jump on board. Oh, Matthew gets a little loose off of Lesmo 2, but unfortunately could not get anything out of that. Feeney still on the attack on Trackside. Not able to make a move into turn 1. We are on the final lap here of the sprint. Safini is falling off the back of Trackside. It looks like Trackside's starting to find a lot of time. Osmanian Devil sets the fastest lap of a 120.5. So he'll get the point. I'm not exactly sure. I think you have to finish in the top 10 for that. Not a lot of movement going on here throughout the grid as everybody seems to be spread out. SP's got the DRS on the official here. Looks to the inside. Is he going to complete the pass? He completes the pass into Ascari, so he's able to jump up to P7. Now we're into Parabolica. Silos is looking to try and capitalize off the Parabolica. Trackside takes the win of the sprint. Feeney P2. And we got some movement really close at the line between SP and King CDOT. It looks like King CDOT was able to hold that P6 position. IRZ is going to come across in front of the natural, but LK is going to be able to overtake him due to time penalty, I think. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Matthew retired from the session off the exit of Ledmo 2. Patty Cake comes across the line. GC Adventure right behind him. Then TMM Racing in P15. Osmanian Devil in 15, and Peak Hour will finish round out 17. There we have it, folks. That is our sprint race. We're now getting ready to roll into our feature here at Monza. So again, Trackside with the win here in the sprint. Feeney P2, Mr. Miller P3, Raptor P4, Comacopa in 5th, King CDOT in 6th, SP 7th, Silos 8th, IRZ 9th, LK 10th, Natural 11th, Bong at 12th, Patty Cake 13th, GC Adventure 14th, TMM Racing 15th, Osmanian Devil 16th, Peak Hour 17th, Matthew 18th, Farmer Ginge 19th, and LB the Goat will round out your field. That is your sprint race. We're getting ready to rock and roll for this 27-lap feature race. Just waiting for the timer to expire, and then we'll get ready to rock and roll. So it looks like a dry start here in Monza. And it's being told about 30 seconds until we go green here. And it's going to be another fantastic 27 laps around the Temple of Speed fireworks. Let me invite trackside. One light, and we're back under formation lap here again. Once again here I'm on the, let's pull up the tire choices here and see where everybody is looking. We got a little bit more variety here on the grid for rainbow of colors. We got Mr. Trackside all the way down to Raptor on mediums, and Comacopa and King Cedar on softs. Hard for SP, so he's going to be stuck in the middle with a lot of fast tire compounds around him. Celos is on some mediums, IRZ on some softs, LK, Natural, and Bong all on mediums, Patty Cake on hards, TMM on mediums, hard for Oz, medium for Peak, hard for Farmer Ginge and Matthew, and then medium for GC and softs for LB to go. So those are your tires to start here. Jump back up to the front. Trackside gonna have to take over his car after the formation lap. We're just waiting on the rest of the field to catch up. So it looks like Mr. Miller's playing some mind games here back in P3, trying to let the leaders get all parked up on the grid before they're able to take over. Raptor up in P4, so that's a great position by him. It looks like he was able to fix his throttle issues from the last time out. Jump on board with Mr. Miller here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and lights are out, and away we go. And unfortunately, Trackside did not jump off the line. That's very unfortunate for Mr. Trackside. He's fallen through the field. Not exactly sure what happened there. And now he looks like he is moving off of the line. I don't know. Yeah, he is finally moving. Very unfortunate for Trackside. He did not get the jump he wanted. He has fallen through the grid. So Osmanian Devil, Comacopa, LK. Comacopa is able to take that P6 position away from LK going into turn 4. A lot of movement going on back here between all these guys. Side-by-side action. And Trackside is retired from the session. That's very unfortunate for Trackside. Then we get a safety car. I do not know what happened there. So on lap 1 we have a safety car. We haven't made it to turn 1. So unfortunately on the start, trackside car, I don't know what happened on the start, but it just gave him a major issue. Guys, we're waiting for Matthew to catch up from the back of the grid. Looks like everybody was able to catch back up, so we should be going back to green under this. Alright, so Feeney is gonna lead us back. Ah, that hurt. Hurt my foot, sorry guys. Feeney's going to lead us back to green flag here as we're waiting for the safety car. And Feeney has taken off very early in the entrance to Parabolica. He's actually got a great jump climbing up in time here. He's about 7/10 of a gap already to Raptor, who's right behind him. And Raptor is showing a new level of speed tonight here at Monza. Mr. Miller's putting on the attack, peeking to the inside. He's not going to go down to the inside, but he gives Raptor a little bit of a bump into turn 1. King C-Dot in P4 still looking to find some position. Osmanian Devil, a lot of action going on back here. Patty Cake gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. He's dropped all the way through the back of the field. And we get a virtual safety car, unfortunately. Patty Cake, does he have a lot of damage? He is missing his front wing. Unfortunate for Patty Cake here at Monza. A lot of close action racing. And unfortunately, it's starting to bite some people. Your typical front runners are actually down through the bottom of the field. You know, your pole sitter trackside's out. Then you had due to some trackside's out due to some technical issues with the game. Unfortunately, Beanie is the only driver in the top 3 that is still up in the front. Farmer Ginge, who qualified P2, is down in 13th trying to pick his way, and we're back under green again. Beanie's up to that 1 point. Wow. It looks like Raptor got a great jump on that virtual safety car restart. He is now closing the gap. IRZ's overtaken LK. He's got some action going on back here as Osmanian Devil looked around the outside of LK into Parabolica. He's able to overtake him. And now here comes SP around the outside. LK is going to jump into pit lane to replace that front wing. Following along back here, it looks like the Natural on the attack, and we're about to go 3 wide down into turn 1. Some 3 wide action here at the Temple of Speed. Everybody gets into turn 1. Really well. Mr. Miller overtaking Raptor at the same time, heading into turn 4. That allowed King C-Dot to close right up to the back of him here. Now C-Dot's looking to put the attack on Raptor into Lesmo 1, not able to get to the inside of him to overtake. Is he going to get a run off of the exit of Lesmo 2? He's trying to close that right to the back of Raptor KK here. He's not going to get close enough for Ascari. LB the Goat is overtaking TMM Racing off the exit of Lesmo 2 as they're making their way down to Ascari now. Back of the field's kind of opened up and spread out just a little bit. Let's jump here to the middle where we got this 3-car battle going on between IRZ, Osmanian Devil, and SP Jabor. Farmer Ginge is overtaking TMM side by side going into Parabolica. TMM has backed out. Mr. Miller sets the fastest lap. Osmanian Devil is looking to overtake IRZ, and here comes SP as well. They both overtake him into Parabolica and getting a nice run down into turn 1. King C-Dot still on the attack on Raptor KK here, up for the final podium position in P3. Jump back here, make sure everybody's getting through turn 1 and 2 cleanly, and they all do. See, not a lot going on here. We got C-Dot still trying to put pressure on Raptor. Mr. Miller still putting pressure on Feeney here. He's gonna get the DRS, I believe. Yes, he had DRS making a run down into Ascari, so that's gonna allow him to close up the gap. Looks like C-Dot lost some time to Raptor at Lesmo 2, so he's not able to make a move into Ascari. The Natural has overtaken TMM down the straight, and here comes Bongit as well. Bongit's overtaking him as well going into Ascari. So TMM falling through the field now. Mr. Mill is looking to get a great run off the exit of Parabolica to make this long run down into turn 1. Excuse me. Opens up that DRS flap. He's creeping, dives down to the inside. He's going to overtake him well before the braking zone at the 100 meter. Heavy on the brakes all the way down to probably 2nd or 3rd gear. He's got the lead. Mr. Miller is taking the lead. Is Feeney going to have an answer for him? Off the exit of turn 2. Coming through 3. He's lost some time off the exit. Not able to make a move. King C-Dot has lost the back of Raptor KK here. Bongit is also still under attack from TMM, and it looks like TMM got a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. SP putting the attack on Osmidian Devil here for the P7 position in turn 4 and 5. Now making our way towards Legmo 1. Here comes King C-Dot. Oh no, C-Dot! Oh, he lost the car off the exit of Lesmo 2 and into the inside wall. Very unfortunate for King C-Dot. We will have to go to the infield care center and make sure C-Dot is okay. He hit that wall hard. He lost the back end of it off of Lesmo 2, and the car just shot to the inside wall. That's very unfortunate for C-Dot. He was looking at a great race today. Now we're back under safety car. And it looks like Feeney is going to dive into pit lane. Mr. Miller stays out. Raptor's going to stay out as well. Coma Copa's looking to go into pit lane. LK with a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. We got IRZ into pit lane as well. LB the Goat dives in. Bongit's going to dive in. The Natural's going to dive in. Let's pull up the tires here. We're back under safety car. A lot of guys here at this point in the Grand Prix are all going to some hard tires. So everybody that has decided to pit has jumped on hard tires, which they can make it last to the end of the Grand Prix, but it's going to be extremely tough to do so. So unfortunately, we're back under the safety car as King C-Dot has lost his car off of the corner of Lesmo 2 and put it to the inside wall, and that brought out the safety car for the second time in the feature race on lap 7. Yeah, Trackside, I totally understand, man. EA at its finest, dude. This game, dude, I can't wait for us to get the new game. And I'm hoping all the bugs are going to be completely out of the new game because they're finally going to have updated software. All the teams aren't going to be from 10 years ago. I don't blame you, dude. This game it's a little out of May 31st. Is that when it comes out, or is that, when's the trailer drop? Do you know when that is? Oh, that's the launch date? That's awesome, dude. I can't wait, man. I'm actually super stoked, so I'm looking forward to it. I really am. So everybody has caught back up to the safety car here. The safety car will be going in. Do you know when the trailer date is, Trackside, for 24 launch? By the way, I'm already calling it right now. I am sticking with Stake next season. And that's the best part about being an Alfa Romeo in the Elite tier, is I don't have to leave the Alfa Romeo team for next year, dude. I get to stick with them again, and I'm going to be in that black and green car, and I'm pumped. Looking forward to it. Probably my favorite color on the grid. I know a lot of people have mixed emotions due to all the black, but we're back under green. It looks like Mr. Miller has gotten an early jump off of Parabolica. Safety car is in pit lane. No movement going on there, but Osmanian Devil is under attack from SP. SP's going to dive down to the inside, side by side, into the braking zone of turn 1. Who's going to come out on top between the two of them? Looks like SP got a great run, and unfortunately Osmanian Devil went a little too deep into turn 1. So now he's dropping through the field all the way down to 9th, now 10th. Komakopa was able to overtake him as well. In the back of the grid here, we got LB the GOAT. He's looking to put the charge now, trying to get back up to the front. He's in P11 after starting from P20. Is he going to make a move into Lesmo 1? He is not. So he's going to stay right behind Osmanian Devil for a little bit longer. And it looks like TMM is, and here comes Oz. Oz sticks right behind him. And here comes Osmanian Devil. He dives down to the inside of TMM. Oh boy, the Alfa Romeo of LB the GOAT almost gets into the back of him, into a Ascari. Or that's the Ferrari of LB the GOAT. My apologies. Beanie has overtaken Farmer here for the P5. And it looks like LK might have gone around, or something happened to him at the back of the grid. I'm not exactly sure. He's just stopped. Jump on board with him. Yeah. Oh, he was... Oh, that's very unfortunate. LK was beached here at Monza. Going to jump back up to the front. There's a lot of separation between your top 3 drivers, but SP is looking to put the pressure on Silos here for the final step on the podium. Natural's also gotten by. Here comes Bongit, looking around the outside of TMM, making his way towards turn 5. Don't think he's going to be close enough. He is not. LK has retired in pit lane. Bongit peeked down to the inside of TMM, but decided to back out of it. Jump up to Feeney here as he's all over the gearbox of Matthew. Dives down to the outside of Matthew, making his run down to Ascari. So he's overtaken him for the P5. Now his next target on his list is SP. LB the GOAT is closing up to the back of Komakopa. He's got him on his target here for the P8 position. Is Feeney going to make a run into Parabolica? He's not close enough to dive down to the inside. But Silos, SP, and Feeney all battling for this final podium position at this time. DRS is going to be enabled this time by... Here comes Feeney. Feeney's all over the gearbox of SP. SP dives down to the inside. Feeney follows right behind him. Is he going to look to make it too wide side by side into turn 1? Feeney's looking to outbrake. Oh, and Feeney has to cut the corner and gives himself a 5-second penalty there on the corner cut into turn 1. Very unfortunate for him. So SP still behind Silos. Feeney is... Unfortunately, got that 5-second penalty for cutting the corner, gained 2 positions out of that. So now SP is looking to put the attack on Silos here. Feeney's just trying to close up, less than a second behind Raptor KK. SP's got that DRS opened up on Silos, making our run down into Ascari. They're closing the door. SP is pinched between these Aston Martins, and guess what? His teammates right behind him of Farmer Ginge as well. So we got Aston Mercedes, and Feeney has overtaken Raptor KK just before Parabolica. Jump back on board with these folks here as we got the Aston Martin pinched between, or the Mercedes pinched between the Aston Martin, and we got an Aston Martin pinched between the Mercedes. So here comes SP, he's looking, got the DRS wide open, dives down to the inside of Silos, looking to make the move well before the braking zone. And Matthew's under attack from Farmer Ginge. Matthew dives down onto the inside of his teammate here. Very unfortunate. That's going to cost him some time off the exit of turn 2 between Silos and Matthew. Now Farmer Ginge closed up. LB the Goat is also closed up. He's 3/10 off the back of Farmer Ginge here. Here comes Farmer Ginge now putting pressure on Matthew going into turn 4. Heavy on the brake. Is he going to get a good run? He's not. It looked like Matthew kind of slowed him down off the exit of turn 5 there with a terrible exit. And here comes Farmer Ginge peeking to the inside, going to open up that DRS. Now he's going to be looking to get the run, but the Aston Martin of Matthew has the run from the DRS of his teammate. Still side-by-side action. Right into Ascari, unfortunately. Is he going to get around the outside? He was able to complete the move into Ascari. Farmer Ginge has moved up to P6. Now he's got the next target on his list is Silos. LB the Goat has also made a move around Matthew down into Parabolica now. Off the exit of turn 11, Matthew dives to the inside, some wheel banging between the two. LB the Goat has now lost the position back to Matthew. Here comes Farmer Ginge, opens up that DRS, using a little bit of ERS, making a run down the main straight. Is he going to close up the gap well enough to be able to get DRS from his teammate? No, he is not, but into turn 1 off of turn 2. He's able to complete the move. Comacopa is also able to move on Matthew. Matthew went off the circuit, so he's fallen through the grid as well. Now LB the Goat, next on his list is Silos, trying to get within that DRS one more time here. Silos got the DRS on Farmer Ginge in P5. Starting to lose time into Lesmo 2. Comacopa is trying to stay on the back, and LB, oh no, LB is DNF. Oh, very unfortunate from him. And that is going to bring out the third safety car of the Grand Prix. Oh, very unfortunate for LB. He lost the car off of Lesmo 2 and put it into tried saving the car and managed to go back across the track into the wall. So very unfortunate day for the Ferrari team, as they have gone all the way down outside the top 15. Both Ferrari DNF, Williams DNF, and an AlphaTauri has crashed out of the Grand Prix. Feeney's going to take the lead. Mr. Miller gone into pit lane. Raptor KK's also gone into pit lane. Farmer Ginge is up 16 positions. He's all the way up to P2 after starting in like P18, I want to say. We're going to pull up the tire compounds here. Raptor goes on to hards. Mr. Miller on hards as well. Got a lot of medium tire. We got a medium of SP, so SP can definitely make those mediums last to the end of the Grand Prix. Osmanian Devils on mediums. IRZ on a fresh set of medium. At TMM on a set of softs. Very unfortunate, because I think we've seen 2 DNFs off of Lesmo 2, so Lesmo 2 has definitely taken some lives tonight here at Monza. People are struggling to get through it. It just causes their rear end to kind of kick out on the curbs, and it's very hard to control, because if you mount that curb, you're actually spinning your tires off of the exit of Lesmo 2. Matthew and Peakower both have dived into pit lane here, so Matthew's going to put on a new set of tires. He goes to the hard tires He probably could have made the soft last from here, and Peak Hour has put on a new set of softs as well. Back up to the front, Feeney does have a 5-place grid penalty, and I think that might go to the stewards for gaining a position or two in turn 1 and 2 through cutting the turn 2 corner. So stewards might be taking a look at that. I'm not exactly sure. In the meantime, we're on lap 16 of 17 with our third safety car of the night. Lesmo 2 has claimed 2 lives tonight, and Ascari has also claimed a bunch of debris versus any lives, but has claimed a lot of debris in Ascari. Those are really where the action is taking place all night long, unfortunately, for a lot of these drivers. Temple of Speed, yes, it is very fast. You run very low downforce. So getting through some of these corners, you're going to slip and slide, mount some of these curves, and it will take you for a little bit of a ride. Safety car is going to be in this lap. We're going to have about 11 laps to go when we get back under green. Feeney is going to lead us the way. Let's see if Farmer Ginge can get this run on Feeney here. And Feeney's looking to take off at some point. Safety car is in pit lane, and away Feeney goes, well before the entrance of Parabolica. Did he get a good jump? It looks like he did. He's up to 6.5 tenths over Farmer Ginge. Now Farmer's starting to close it up a little bit more. Let's get out of this screen, jump back here through the field. Everybody seems to be in a single file. Nobody was able to get a better jump than their enemy in front of them. Comacopa up onto the podium. Osmanian Devil and Silos side by side into turn 1 and 2. Here comes Osmanian Devil off of the exit of turn 2. Now we're going through turn 3, still side by side between the two drivers. The Haas versus the Aston Martin. Who's going to get the better run into turn 4? Still side by side action. And it looked like Silos is backed out of that. Let Osmanian Devil through. Bonga is now trying to put the pressure all over the natural here just before Ascari. Is he going to look to complete this pass? Probably not. Not close enough. Peek to the inside. Gets right back behind him on the entrance of Ascari. A lot of cars jumping out, and here comes Bonga. He's gotten by the natural. And here comes Mr. Miller as well. Mr. Miller around the outside into Parabolica. SP is now looking to try and pick through the field. He's got to get back up to the front. He is on some fresh tires, I believe. And here comes Mr. Miller on Bonga. Side by side, heading towards turn 1, and Mr. Miller's completed that position. His next target is Comacopa. Osmanian Devil side by side with Rapper KK into turn 1. He was able to complete the move. Off the exit of 2. Nobody's able to get the run, so that was great move by Osmanian Devil. SP's putting the pressure all over the gearbox of the natural. Peeks to the inside. Does not look to make that move. Going into turn 4. Off the exit of 5. Natural gets a little loose. And here comes SP. Overtakes them into Lesmo 1. Now Osmanian Devil is trying to put the pressure on. Oh, he gets really close to the gearbox of the natural into Lesmo 2. Trying to get that run off the exit. Now he's going to be looking to make a move going into Ascari. Peeks to the inside to cool the engine off just slightly. Dives down into Ascari. No moves were made. But is he going to get a better run? Yes, he does. He got a great run off of Ascari. Complete the move well before the braking zone of Parabolica. Mr. Miller is now putting the pressure on Comacopa all over his gearbox. Off the exit of Parabolica is going to come across the line. Mr. Miller is now on that final step of the podium. He's looking to put the pressure on Farmer Ginge here. A lot of close racing going on back here. Oh, IZ! Whoa, he's really going to fall out of that. He missed his braking point 100% there. Cut the corner to not hit anybody and dropped to P11. The Naturals now side by side with Silos, making a run towards turn 4 and 5, and Silos has held on to the position. SP's now looking on the gearbox to bong it, trying to find a way to get by him. DRS is enabled. We've got a little bit of a DRS train here. Komakopa is able to get by. Mr. Miller has gotten his life claimed off of Lesmo 2. So again, Lesmo 2 is claiming debris and lives tonight. Now that's going to open up the gap. So Komakopa is unfortunately going to have no DRS. Here on the back, SP's overtaking Bongit down this last straight, going into the final corner of turn 11 of Parabolica. Osmanian Devil is caught up to the back of him. Looking around the outside, potentially on Bongit through Parabolica. He's not able to complete the move. Coming across the line to complete lap 19. Osmanian Devil dives to the outside, completes the move well before turn 1. Feeney and Farmer Ginge battling into turn 1. It looks like Farmer Ginge used the DRS ERS to get by Feeney for the P1 position. Now Komakopa is under attack from SP as well. Osmanian Devil still up there. He was able to complete the move on Bongit. Patty Cake is able to complete the move on Matthew. So that is going to put Patty Cake up to P11. Back up to the front though, as we're watching this little train of 4 cars all battling for the final step of the podium at the time. SP's all over the gearbox of Komakopa. Is he going to get too close going into Lesmo 1? No, he's not. Stays right behind him. Uses the DRS. Jumps to the outside. Looking to complete the move well before Scary. He gets past him. Now Komakopa is going to jump back in line. He's going to have the DRS down the main start-finish straight. SP is trying to get a good run off of, and it looks like Osmanian Devil may have gotten a track limit warning there, or it might have been Bongit. My apologies. Bongit's looking to the inside of Osmanian Devil, and I believe Oz is actually blinking. Yes, he is. He is blinking, so that's very unfortunate for him. He's going to have no ERS to defend for the final 7 laps here at Monza. And here comes Komakopa. He defends to the inside of turn 2. Keeps that position of P4. However, he's got SP. Osmanian Devil's all over his gearbox now. Making their run towards turn 4 and 5. Osmanian Devil's currently out of the ERS. He's going to peek to the inside. No, he's going to back out of that. And Bongit goes a little deep on his braking there. Got to cut through that turn 4 and 5. But now Raptor KK is looking around the outside of Lesmo 1. He is trying to take the position away. He does complete the pass into Lesmo 2. Here comes Osmanian Devil on Komakopa. Dives down to the inside using the DRS. Is he going to make the move into Ascari? He completed the pass. Farmer Ginge has lost the position to Feeney once again. So now Farmer Ginge is looking to close back up into Parabolica. Matthew Gutton past Patty Cake. Looking to complete lap 21 of 27. Farmer Ginge is going to have the DRS. He's not going to be close enough, I don't think, but he actually dives down into pit lane. Does he have wind damage? And got a 5-second place grid penalty speeding into pit lane. So now SP and P2 has no DRS. Osmanian Devil. Komakopa's got the DRS on Osmanian Devil. Into turn 1, Komakopa is not able to make a move. Raptor's looking to hopefully close up this gap to the back of Komakopa. He wants to try and get it well before the DRS. But it looks like Komakopa is falling out of the DRS of Osmanian Devil. SP is looking to gain some time on Feeney here. SP's down to 1.8. He was over 2 seconds behind Feeney. Now he's closing up that gap. Looking to hopefully overtake him before the end of the Grand Prix. Osmanian Devils in P3. Komakopa's under attack from Raptor. Raptor was able to get around the outside well before Ascari into a braking zone, and Raptor's moving through the field. So the throttle issue a few weeks ago at Jeddah for Raptor has made a big difference since he corrected that, and I'm glad to see him finally competing tonight, you know, picking his way through the field, making moves. So kudos to Raptor for figuring out exactly what happened, and now he's able to, you know, put in some good lap times, some good racing with the rest of these folks. Komakopa is using that DRS to close up to the back of Raptor, peek to the inside. He's not going to be close enough. And he's pulling along Bonga with him as well. So this is battle for P4 at the moment. This is actually the closest battle on the grid currently. Just following along with Komakopa as he's starting to lose Raptor KK here. And SP is down to 1.7 on Feeney here. Coming into Lesmo 1 and 2, SP is really starting to close up that gap, gain 0.2 through Lesmo 1. Bonga is looking to close up to the back of Komakopa. He's not going to be close enough. He's got the DRS, so it is going to help him get closer into Ascari. If he can get a great run off the exit of Ascari, he might be able to complete the pass well before Parabolica. If he was smart enough, he stayed right behind him into Parabolica and take advantage of the DRS down the main start straight. Here comes Bonga. He's going to jump to the outside. Ashley's playing a little bit of DRS checking with Komakopa. He's got the DRS now, so he's going to use it to his advantage to complete the move, heading down the start-finish street. Komakopa peeked to the inside, not exactly sure if he was looking to possibly pit. But here comes Bonga down the inside of Komakopa, heading towards turn 1. Komakopa is going to jump right back behind him. Looks like Patty Cake is falling through the grid, might have spun in Parabolica. Komakopa is now trying to put the pressure on Bonga and SP. SP's down under 1 second. Let's check the tire difference between these two drivers. 9 laps. In 16 laps, so SP's actually got a little bit more grip than Feeney does at the time being. SP off of Lesmo 2, he's still out of that DRS range, so he's not going to have DRS going into Ascari. So he's not able to close up the gap close enough yet. Komakopa's got the DRS, and Silos is caught up to the back of them as well. He's not got the DRS, I don't think. No, he does not, unfortunately. Is SP going to be able to close this gap before Parabolica? Does he got the DRS? I think he got the detection point. We'll follow along here. Watch him open up his wing as he comes across the line now. Is he going to be able to open it up? Yes, he does. SP has the DRS on Feeney, which is going to give him much toe needed down into turn 1. And he's got him under 9/10. Komakopa jumped to the inside of Bonga here, going into turn 1 here. Now Raptor is also looking to close up the door to Osmanian Devil. He's down to 1.4 seconds. Sector 3 spin for the natural. Unfortunately, he's not having a great day here, but SP is now putting the pressure on the leader. Bonga still got the pressure on Komakopa as well. Going into Lesmo 1, not able to make a move through the inside. If I think Komakopa said tonight he was running a virtual reality headset. I wonder how that's working for him. Hopefully he's not getting car sick. And here comes Bonga. He's got the DRS. He peeked to the inside going into Ascari. He does not make a move. He's trying to keep behind him to use the DRS to his advantage down the start straight. But here comes Silos, who's also looking to take advantage of these two battling in front of him. SP, is he going to get the run he needs out of Parabolica to make a move on Feeney? He's not close enough, so I don't think he's going to be able to make a move into turn 1. No, he is not. We're on the penultimate lap here at Monza, the Temple of Speed. So Feeney's under an enormous amount of pressure by by SP Jabor. Osmanian Devils now under a lot of pressure by Raptor KK. Raptor, is he going to be able to put that car on the podium? We will have to stay tuned into that battle, as well as this battle between Silos and Komakopa coming around turn 3, making their way into turn 4 and 5. We got 3 separate battles here. We got a battle for the win, a battle for the final step of the podium, and then the battle for P5. Komakopa is about to fall out of DRS range here. He does fall out of DRS range on Bongit, but the question is does he get the DRS? He did not. So here comes Silos looking to make a move down the inside, heading into Ascari. He is going to complete that pass on Komakopa into Ascari. On the hard tires is Silos picking his way through the field. Now Raptor all over the gearbox of Osmanian Devil. This is the lap you want to make your final move. Here comes SP. He's looking to put the pressure on Feeney. Final lap of the Grand Prix, opens up the DRS and makes a run down the main start-finish straight. Completes the pass well before turn 1, and Raptors also got Osmanian Devil going into turn 1. Here comes Komakopa as well. He's got the DRS on Silos, and Silos goes for the defense all the way to the outside, and that causes Komakopa to stay down to the inside. Here comes IRZ also up to this battle as well. Komakopa has lost traction off the exit of turn 2. Feeney has lost the back of SP here. Osmanian Devils trying to keep Raptor under tabs to be able to make a move off of Lesmo 2. But now Feeney's trying to close back up to SP going into Lesmo 2. They're going to get the DRS down the straight. The final time, Osmanian Devils lost a lot of time to Raptor KK as well. Feeney's closing up to the back of SP into Ascari. Not close enough. But is he going to get the run out of Ascari? Gets a little loose in the middle of Ascari. Here comes the battle for the win between the 2 leaders. Is SP going to defend? Is Feeney going to overtake him? Coming into Parabolica. Who's going to get the better run off of the exit of Parabolica? And it looks like SP is going to take your victory here on the track at Monza. What a win by SP. Raptor is also going to take the final step of the podium, and Osmanian Devil jumps Feeney as well. So SP, Osmanian Devil, and Feeney. Now Bonga takes P5. Silos is able to take P6, and Farmer Ginjin 7, IRZ 8. What happened? Matthew. And 9th, actually, IRZ 10. TMM 11. Actually, we're still waiting on TMM come out of Parabolica. So great finish by TMM tonight here at Monza. No issues for him. Just raced his own race, made sure he finished. And who is that? That's Patty Cake that just went off the track in Parabolica. No front wing for him. Natural with 12th. Patty Cake with 13th. Mr. Miller up there as well. Well, there you go, folks. That is your pro tier here at the Temple of Speed. Fireworks were definitely flying between your 2 leaders heading into the final lap. The final 2 laps as well, as SP just played it safe. Waited until lap 27 to overtake Feeney on that start-finish straight. Some great racing all throughout. So there we have it, folks. Your finishers here in the race. SP takes the win. Raptor in 2nd. Osmanian Devil 3rd. Feeney 4th. Bonget 5th. Silos 6th. Komakopa 7th. Farmer Ginge 8th. Matthew 9th. IRZ 10th. TMM 11th. Natural 12th. Mr. Miller 13th. Patty Cake 14th. Peak Hour 15th. GC Adventure 16th. LB the Goat 17th. LK 18th. Kingski Dot 19th, and Trackside in 20th. Well, folks, there we have it in the Pro Tier tonight. That was some fireworks here at the Temple of Speed. Tune in on Wednesday night as the Elite Tier will be taking on Brazil. And that's going to be a very interesting Grand Prix. I'm looking forward to it. It's a redemption format for the Elite Tier at Brazil. In the meantime, tune in next Monday night as the Pro Tier will be taking on Japan for another sprint race next Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Tune in on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time for the redemption of the Elite Tier. In the meantime, hope you all have a great night. I'm the Johnny Damon, and keep on racing. We'll see you again next week. Have a good night.